I think we're going to get started because we're going to introduce ourselves first. That gives people some time to join us, and I will get started. My name is Jackie Popel. I am the Associate Dean of the Honors College. I am also an Honors College alumna. So I was in the Honors College about 2 decades ago at this point. I teach history and computer science. So I'm a part of Dyson and Seidenberg. And I work with the students. I advise the students in the computer science school, so Seidenberg, and I also have art and art history students. So interesting combination. When I was a student here, I was in the School of Ed. I am going to now pass it to Mohini.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Mohini Gobin, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Associate Director of the Honors College by campus. I'm also a proud alumna of the Honors College, graduated not too long ago, but it's actually becoming some time right now. And I advise the science students, psychology students, and undecided students at the current moment, and I teach University 101, which is our freshman seminar class. I'm going to pass it to Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill. Say hi, Bill. Hi, Bill. Okay, there you go. I'm a professor of American history. I've been at Pace since 1990. I've been with honors since 2001. I teach American history and other subjects for honors, and I run a University 101 course and advise primarily history and pre-law students, and I'll give it now to Eli.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eli, use he, him, his. I am an academic advisor here in the Honors College. I advise our Lubin business students, economics and business economics students, and math students. And I will pass it on to Flora.
Hi, everyone. My name is Flora, or you can call me Flora Lise. I advise the performing arts students. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And this is my 1-year anniversary of an academic advisor within honors. And thank you. And I worked previously with PACE for a few years as a financial aid advisor a few years back. But I also helped to manage the peer mentoring program. And I will pass it over to Justin.
Hey, all, how's it going? My name is Justin Ritchie. I'm an academic advisor here. I largely advise students in the School of Education and then also a lot of the Dyson Humanities students as well. And I'll be passing it to Carol.
Hi, Carol Turco. I'm with PACE 18 years, 8 years with the Honors College. I am not a PACE alum, but I am a PACE mom. My daughter did her undergrad and grad in School of Education. And welcome, everybody. And I'm going to pass it on to Nori.
Hey, everybody. I'm Nori. I'm an academic advisor here at PACE. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I'm also an alumni of PACE. My cohort is CHP and Lubin. I'm a graduated PACE in 2015 from the nursing program. And so I love my nursing students, of course. So I'm going to pass it to Taylor.
Hey guys, my name is Taylor Catrone. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm the other academic advisor on the Pleasantville campus, and I advise School of Education, Dyson, School of Arts and Sciences, and Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems. I'm also a 2-time PACE alum, not from the Honors College, but I did my undergrad and grad programs here, so I'm very familiar with the ins and outs of PACE. I'll pass it over to Hiba.
Hi, everyone. I'm a New York City student aide, which means I'm a current honors student. I'm a junior. I work at the Honors College and I help out. I'm also an honors mentor and I'm part of Honors Advisory Board. Yeah, I'll pass it over to Saloni.
Hi, everyone. My name is Saloni. I'm a junior honors student. I'm also a student aide with Hiba. I'm an economics and political science double major, minoring in law. I've been a student aide for the past 2 years, as well as a part of the Honors Advisory Board for the past 2 years, which is just honors student government. And yeah, I'll pass it over to Shadman.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Shadman. I'm an honors student aide. I'm a junior business economics major. And that's all. That's all I do.
And last but not least, from undergraduate admissions, Juanita.
Hi, everybody. My name is Juanita. I am the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admission on Pace's New York City campus. I'm also a two-time alum of the university, and I am the representative for North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee. So if any of those states are yours, you are my student. Yay.
And I realized I did not say my pronouns, so my pronouns are she, her, hers. So Juanita's nodding, same for her. So we're gonna get started. At any point while we are presenting, we're gonna take turns presenting, but at any point, feel free to put your questions in the chat and a staff member will answer them. It'd be really helpful if you could tell us what campus you're on when you put your question in the chat. If not, a staff member or student may prompt you and ask you the campus. We'll do questions at the end as well. So if you want to hold your questions again, that's fine. If you have a private question, you can switch the chat to only message the hosts and panelists. So if it involves just something a little more detailed or a little more personal, you can do that, but we would need just a little more information, especially if you're here as a parent or something else, we would need the student's name or something like that to look it up. And we're going to get started. So as I already said, welcome to our family session. And this is actually a picture from our welcome week in New York City. This was our last cohort that we took in, and President Krisloff is there with T-Bone as well. And we hope all of you will be in this picture next year.
Okay, so the picture you see in front of you was taken at our staff development that we had a few months ago. Although everybody did introduce themselves, just to give you a little more in-depth information, our Associate Dean Jackie, Bill Offit, Mohini, Lindsay Lee, who is not here today, and myself are by campus, meaning that we cover both New York City and Pleasantville campuses. The New York City advisors specifically for New York are Eli, Flora, Justin, and Ryan, who work specifically with Lindsay for thesis. They're New York City, and in Pleasantville, we do have dedicated Taylor and Norika. I know there's a lot of information on the screen, so if you can feel comfortable taking a screenshot, if not, a recording is being made of this presentation today and will be sent out at the end of the presentation. So if there's any information that you missed a name, we went too fast, you'll be able to retrieve everything shortly. And I'm going to pass it on to Bill.
Yes, first of all, I want to congratulate all of you for nearing the end of what must seem to be a marathon in terms of college searching. The end is in sight for all of you, and congratulations on that. I had a son and a daughter go through what you went through, and I attended roughly 25 different college presentations of this sort. The issue I found at all of those places was they never had anything funny. So I thought we ought to introduce honors by taking your education seriously, but not taking ourselves too seriously. So in front of you, and this is, by the way, audience participation time, so be ready on the chat box, are the 9 types of college teachers, according to Matt Groening, who later went on to bigger things in The Simpsons. You, as a college student, will get a chance to choose your professors, and I thought as a public service, it was important for you to know who you would be choosing from. In particular, myself. I self-identify as one of these boxes, and what I would like you to do now is, I hope you all can see it, you're looking at a screen big enough, to choose among these 9 types of college professors, one of which is me. Am I the steady droner, the disdainful teaching assistant, the mighty famous big shot, the beloved babbling grandpa with tenure, genius from another dimension, gloom and doom, single theory to explain everything maniac, incomprehensible, brilliant foreigner, or nice little nobody? Please enter your guesses now. There will be prizes. Ooh, good guess, Brogan. Not right, but good guess. Used to give automatic diplomas for people who guessed genius from another dimension. You're way off. I am a single theory to explain everything maniac. There we go. Someone got it. That's because I believe American history in high school is often very badly taught, and we will talk more about how I teach it for honors and how a lot of people do a lot of other different interesting things in the courses for honors in a few minutes. But right now, I'm going to throw it to Eli.
All right. So there are some requirements that you will have to maintain and meet in order to graduate from the Honors College and stay in good standing in the Honors College. So the first one is you need to maintain at least a GPA of a 3.3 or higher. Though I do want to mention that if you do ever happen to fall below a 3.3, it's not like you're automatically kicked out. We have a probation period where we will work very hard with you to get your GPA back up where it needs to be. And we dismiss very few students for low GPA each year. In addition to the GPA, you need to have at least 8 honors experiences. So that works out to approximately 2 per year. Now, typically these are honors classes, which are not additional classes that you have to take, but rather classes that you're already going to be taking, but honors versions of them that we like to think are better, more engaging than the standard version. In addition to the honors classes, you could also do an internship, or you could study abroad. Those are the main other ways that you can get credit for an honors class. And then finally, you will need to complete an honors thesis. So this is typically a 25-page research paper, but it can also be a creative project such as a play, a film, an app, and accompanying that will have to be a 10-page research component. And this is all on a topic of the student's choosing. And this will be supported by our thesis advisors, Lindsay Lee and Ryan Rodriguez, as well as a faculty advisor.
So honors, among other things, does one thing, and we do it very well, and that is provide you honors courses. Honors courses, as Eli referred to, are not additional to your curriculum. They overlay the curriculum, and they go for anyone's curriculum, from performing arts to pre-med to business to nursing to computer science. Anyone can find honors courses in our menu each and every semester. Among the other things we offer in terms of innovative teaching are what are called learning communities. If you look on the right-hand column of the screen here, you will see our classic civilization learning community. One time they went to the Met, here we are in Egypt, and another time they went to Rome, and there we are in Rome. The classical Civ learning community is living learning, which means you are working, eating, sleeping with the people who you are taking the classes with. Going to a different type of course, there's what's called, which was what I do, reacting to the past. Reacting to the past puts you into a historical situation, the American Revolution, the Civil War, the court of Henry VIII. Whatever it is that we put you into, you have a role, a character, you have the same documents and the same choices, and your job is to win a game. So you see in the middle, lower middle there, people in Greenwich Village, they are the suffragette movement. You can see the nice white and yellow. Just to the left of that is our Henry VIII game and the professors executing some poor Thomas More lookalike. Above them, you see a different sort of course, which is called Design Factory, which is engaged with not only PACE students, but students from around the globe in creating new products involving both computer science, engineering, marketing, artwork, all sorts of different facets. These people have often traveled to Europe, or their students, the Design Factory students, come to us. On the list of classes, therefore, everyone will have something for themselves to find themselves in. We try to choose the best professors for their teaching. We try to put you in small classes where you can do innovative, different work, not more work, unlike what high school honors classes meant, but better work. And the idea is that you take smart people, put them together with smart professors, you close the door, they create magic. So that's what honors coursework, but there's only one part of the honors experience will be. Everyone will take on average one honors course per semester. That means on a typical semester of 4, 5, or 6 courses, you have, one with honors and everybody else gets the rest of your time. So for what the rest of honors can do for you, I turn it over to Mohini.
Thank you. So another big part of the honors experience is the honors advising component. And so each honors students get an honors advisor, which is usually based in your major. Your honors advisor is sort of like your one-stop shop person. All of our honors students don't have school advisors. They really just come to us. Besides performing arts, because we know we got a question in the chat about balancing performing arts and honors. We work closely together with our partners, which includes performing arts, to make sure that this is not an additional experience, but it kind of melds well with one another. So this is just a list of different types of advising help that we do. We create 4-year plans and 3-year plans, depending on when you want to graduate and if you come in with transfer credits. We've had students take a wide range of honors courses, just courses in general that match what your interests are. I know I've had conversations with students that, they talk about their major, but they also talk about their interests, and I suggest a particular professor, a particular course based off of what they want to learn about. And we also make sure we conduct audits about 2 to 4 times a year to make sure you're graduating on time and you're getting everything done on time. We also assist with post-grad plans, so that can be for a lot of students graduate school. I myself advise the pre-health students, but we also have Bill, for instance, will advise the law students, and we all sort of have our own expertise. We also have prestigious scholarships, and for example, once again, Bill advises the Watson Prestigious Scholarship, which gives summer internships, and one of them which actually you end up going abroad, so it's a really cool opportunity. But we've also had other opportunities such as Fulbright, Gilman, and other scholarships available to our students. So when you talk to us, when you come in for advising, we just make sure that we match up the opportunity that's based off of your interest. An example of that is internships. Honors also sometimes have internships that are kind of just only within our honors population. So for instance, when I was a student, Jackie got an email from Bellevue Hospital through NYU School of Medicine on an internship for the Bell Project. And it was all about working with kids, which was pretty much exactly what I wanted to do. And I was able to do that internship and kind of like hear back because of Jackie, because she knew me so well, and also knowing that I'm an honors student. Our honor students also, they study abroad, and so we make sure we advise study abroad to make sure your graduation is not delayed in any way and you get the opportunities that you want. There are outside opportunities. Research, we talked about thesis. I know myself, I wanted to do research pretty early, and I was able to talk to my advisor and talk to my honors mentor, which we'll talk about later, to just kind of get into those opportunities sooner. And I actually started my thesis research pretty early as a result. So we'll help with a thesis, maybe even deciding what might be the best fit, whether it's our thesis advisor or advisor. But I think the biggest thing to know is that we're not all just here for the academics. We're also here to help with the personal stuff too. We're here to help with the roommate issues, the partner issues, friends, whatever it may be. We even help with getting students apartments, apartment searches, and navigating PACE housing. We really just want to make sure that we're a consistent support system to you and help you navigate PACE's bureaucracy, which we know can sometimes be daunting, especially moving from high school to college. And so we really do a lot of that work with you. A lot of our staff has worked in different offices as well. I myself has worked in housing and res life when I was a student. Bill has been here for over 30 years. Carol has been here for over 15 years. And so we all have our own connections. Jackie's been in admissions in different areas too. We have our own connections to get everyone connected so that you can get the answer you need and you don't really have to navigate all the different hoops. So next we have Jackie.
And I just realized that I'm finding out now that our hosts and our panelists, their answers to you are not coming through. So I wanted to pause here for that. And we may have to, they are answering. They may have to switch to the Q&A. So we are going to get you those answers. So if you feel like we're ignoring you, we're not. For some reason, some features turned on or off. So we're working on that in the back end. But to jump back into this. So Mohini was talking about advising, and some of our advising kind of bleeds into our housing and working with our students there. So you all should have received an email from me sometime late last week about housing. If you are choosing to reside on campus in the fall, you need to, as a first-year student, live on an honors floor and live with honors roommates. And this is both for Pleasantville and New York City. And Hiba, who's on this call, and you can direct questions to her during this or after this. Hiba lived on the Cossack Civ floor and took that learning community and lived on that honors floor and can tell you about that experience. And Saloni is actually a RA, a resident advisor. So she could also talk about what it's like in the dorms if you have questions with them. But in New York City, we have, for our freshmen, we live in 2 different buildings. The first is 182 Broadway. It's a little more like apartment style, our students tend to say. One of the floors in 182 Broadway that we have is Cossack Civilization, which Bill mentioned previously. That is the history course and art or literature course. There's a combo that you take those courses with me and you all live together for the year. The courses are for a semester, and sometimes we have the option to go abroad. We've gone to Rome, we've gone to Greece, and that was what Hiba was part of. So all those students live together on that floor. The other 2 floors are general honors, not tied to any specific courses. We are lucky enough to have floors next year in 15 Beekman. 15 Beekman is our brand new dormitory building and classroom space and all of that. And it is opening in the fall. Our students will be basically amongst the first in there. We have the top couple floors, and that will also be general honors, not tied to any specific classes. That is suite style, so it'll be a couple different rooms within a larger suite with 2 bathrooms and like a little bit of a common area as well. For our upperclassmen, if you want to continue on in honors housing, you don't have to after your freshman year. We have 2 floors in 33 Beekman, which is our upper class building. In Pleasantville, we have Alumni Hall, which is the freshman building. We have an honors FIG, which is a first year interest group. And so it's basically half a floor that we share with nursing. So we have one half, they have the other half, and we have an honors lounge where you can kind of hang out, eat, play games, we host events in there. And so all the honors students live on that floor. If you want to continue on into honors housing, we're trying that upperclassmen housing out in Pleasantville this year at Elm Hall, and we hope to continue that, which is sort of just right across the way. So as I said, all honors students need to reside. If you reside on campus, you must live in honors housing. And why we do this is over all of these years, we have found it to be a better experience. Tends to be less roommate conflicts. Students have a more enjoyable experience because they're living with students that are similar to them. Mohini lived on the honors floor, so you could ask Mohini about that as well. Just a lot of similar interests and also similar study habits and things like that. And there's a strong community on those floors. We pick the honors resident advisors, the RAs for those floors. They're hand chosen by us, and they're there to be another sort of presence on the floor and help kind of communicate and be a liaison back and forth between honors and the students and just be a form of guidance. Our students get priority placement. So what that means, and you will have already maybe read this in the email, is this summer, our students, all the honor students will be placed in the second week of July, and you will actually place yourselves. You will pick your own room and your own roommates if you fill out all your forms. If not, then we will go and place you ourselves, and we will not let a computer do it. And we're doing this the second week of July, so that way you could attend the honors orientations, which Nori will talk about later, and actually meet honor students, see what people are like. You may have picked somebody out from online, but once you meet them in person, you can see if you like them or not and if you jive. So after the orientations, you can actually go in, match up, place yourself in there, and it will be done There'll be 3 days of placement, and it'll be done in order of when you submitted your housing deposit. We have our own floor events as well, as you can see here in the pictures, like a secret snowflake. We go out into the city. Our honors floors have additional money to kind of do cool and weird things. And I forgot to mention, in priority placement, if you choose to live in honors housing as an upperclassman, you go a week to 2 weeks before everybody else for housing placement as well.
And aside from the support that you're going to get from your honors advisors, every first year and transfer student will be matched with an upperclassman peer mentor. So this mentor is going to provide guidance and support and just help you to navigate your way through your first year as an honors student. This mentoring relationship could be a powerful tool. So take advantage of it. This is an opportunity for personal growth, and it also allows for you to just learn from experiences of another student. And then it also offers you just an opportunity for you to connect with others on your journey toward your own self-improvement. Peer mentorship, it also offers just general advice that comes from just your lived experiences rather than textbook knowledge alone. They're there just to provide just a little bit of some emotional support, just a lending ear, and someone that can be there just providing support without judgment, and just helping you overall to develop any problem-solving skills so that you can be better equipped and make better choices just going forward with your PACE experience, more specifically within your honors experience. This mentorship relationship, it also helps you to build your confidence as the mentors take on an advocacy role for you guys, and it also allows a certain type of accountability, that relationship. As Mohini mentioned, some of the internships and maybe jobs that some mentors may have this semester, this year. Sometimes there are opportunities just by having that connection, that relationship with their peer mentees, peer mentors, to be able to get those internships from their mentors. So the specific one that Mohini mentioned with the hospital, with the Bell Project, that type of internship has been recycled within honors, and that's just an opportunity that it is special and exclusive within honors, being able to just have those opportunities just cycle within our program. For the PACE honors program specifically, so everyone will be assigned a mentor, and that's based on what your major is, what your school is, and then also what your interests are. We'll be able to gather some information on what your interests and your hobbies are in your honors questionnaire, which you're going to be receiving shortly. There, we will use that to match you with the best mentor. So we want you to be as descriptive as possible. And once you're matched, that's where the fun starts. So you're able to, connect with your mentor throughout the year. They will be sending you monthly check-ins just to see how you're doing, update you on any university-sponsored events or activities or any honor-specific events. And just an opportunity for you to just be up to date on everything PACE. So we want to make sure that that experience is the best for you. And so if there's any swaps that we need to make sure that we are connecting you with the right person, we'll go ahead and do that. This mentoring program has proven to be very successful. And our mentors and mentees have provided great feedback on how helpful it has been for the college experience. So we look forward to matching you guys, everyone with an upperclassman soon.
And those mentoring experiences and relationships last long after the students graduate. We have a mentoring family here, and Owen has graduated and went to his birthday recently, and he had some of his mentees there. So.
So another unique thing that Honors has for you all is Welcome Week. And so it'll be August 30th to September 2nd in New York City, and tentatively right now, August 30th to September 1st in Pleasantville. But essentially, this is where all of you all would be able to move in early and settle down before all students. Our incoming students are able to do a wide range of activities like bonding activities, attend some information sessions. In the past, we've done like alumni sessions to kind of hear about what that experience is like, and also the current student experience. We've also incorporated some sort of like University 101 time, which is a class that all first year students take. And so you can meet each other before you start your classes, make it a little bit less stressful. We do tours of PACE. You're able to find all of your classes before everyone else gets on campus, which is a huge perk. We also get to get a sense of your resources, you know, where's the library, where's the CAF, what's the fastest way to get from this place to the other place, all of that. And then for those who are in New York City, you know, we give tours of the city. On the right, there's a picture from Dumbo with some students I led on a tour, and we were just kind of like utilizing the city as our campus. And it's also another way for you all to meet your mentors. And so for the mentoring experience, we have some students at the table who look so excited from Welcome Week last year in Pleasantville, checking students in. And then you can kind of see a group picture of everyone eating dinner at the corner as well. So it's a huge bonding experience. It's definitely one of those things that kind of gets you to settle into the college experience instead of just getting straight into your classes. So we've definitely are looking forward to it.
So we mentioned that as a member of the Honors College, you get priority housing placement, mentoring your first year, and a special welcome to the campus during Welcome Week. But there's also additional perks to being in the Honors College. First, you get access to the Honors network of jobs, internships, and opportunities via our alumni. Once the 4 years is over, we stay connected to our alumni, so our current students can have opportunities that other students don't get. We have priority registration. For classes, honors students register 3 days before mainstream students, which almost guarantees a student will get the class of their choice at the time of registration. We throw honors only events. As you can see the picture on the left, we have students attending Broadway plays, and they're in the ice skating rink. We also take our students to a Yankees game and Brooklyn Nets game once a year. Our students receive a minimum of $15,000 for their scholarship. If our student wants to participate in a study abroad, they can apply for up to $1,000 that will go towards their study abroad fee. Our students can apply for another scholarship that is up to $1,000 if they're participating in any type of research. Students get opportunities to be a part of special research and travel opportunities just because the alumni that came before him have set the precedents, which carries weight and then allows us to put them in places that other students don't get. Both our NYC and Pleasantville lounges are for our students. The NYC lounge is open 24/7 and has free coffee, tea, and also has a themed study room and computer lab. The Pleasantville lounge is only open during business hours and also has coffee and tea and hot chocolate and Carol. Our honor students receive honors of distinction on their transcript and in the commencement book given to everyone at graduation. They will also receive an honors medallion and honors certificate upon graduation. Honors is a small community where everyone is like family. Once you're done with your 4 years of honors, that doesn't mean that we're done with you, right? We stay connected to our alumni because we genuinely build a bond with you guys. With every event, every trip that we take, we get to know each other a little better. And so it's really hard to let go once the 4 years is over. And so you get to meet the new students, they get to meet you, and you get to share the stories and special interests that you share in honors.
Our honor students are involved both on campus and off in many different areas and pretty pervasively throughout everything that is offered both in Pleasantville and on the New York City campus. Our students win scholarships pretty consistently. Some of them, for example, are the J.K. Watson, the one that Bill advises for, Fulbright scholarships, Cyber Corps scholarships, scholarships through the Department of Defense and Millennium Fellows. There have been over 100 commencement awards given to our honor students in the last couple of years. Jefferson Award winners have been given to our honor students. Every semester we have at least 1 or 2 students who are accepted in a Disney College program, which is really exciting, though it is not an abroad opportunity. So if you're looking for that study abroad scholarship money, unfortunately, Florida does not count. The Federal Reserve Challenge Team and the Model United Nations Awards, the Federal Reserve Challenge Team has actually, like the PACE one, is the most winning team ever. We've beat out Harvard and Yale and Princeton, so we are very accomplished. They are very successful in that. And it's not just academics that our students are accomplishing, because we have so many creative and performative majors and students on both campuses. Many of them are awarded as well. So if you see that middle picture, that is our students at a Nets game, and we actually have some dancers there. So they are taking a photo with some of the dancers that are PACE students. And the bottom photo, that is Larry Saperstein. He is a PACE student. He played Big Red on High School Musical, the show. That is a mouthful, so I hope I got it all right. We've actually had 2 students who have worked on Nobel Peace Prize campaigns. So our students are super involved and accomplished, and it is often attributed to the amount of support and care that they get from honors.
So you don't need to believe us. We want you to hear it kind of from our students. So one thing that we really believe in is feedback. Every single year, we ask for students on both campuses, give us feedback on mentoring, give us feedback on advising, on our events, everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. Luckily, it's usually just good. And we want to know, what are we doing well? What are we doing somewhat well? And what are those little things we can improve on? And we read through them. There's pages upon pages, and we want to tweak things and we want to make it better. And if we're doing something great, we want to keep it the way it is or even make it even better. So here's some feedback from our students, positive feedback from both campuses. And a lot of it is just really how amazing kind of the staff is and that connection that they have to us, and how advising really has helped them. On the side, I'm moving my little box so I can see. We have Kelsey right here. So Taylor was talking about, and Mohini was talking about Fulbright. Kelsey was a freshman in my University 101 and really wanted to kind of go to Africa, wanted to do Fulbright. We talked about this as a freshman, and she wound up doing this and winning the Fulbright, going to Africa. She did like right before the pandemic, got that in. And so we were able to make that hope and that dream kind of come true. And that's what we often do for our students. We ask them to tell us their hopes and dreams, and it's our job along with them to kind of make that happen. In the middle, you have Mohini, myself. We are, rest of the honor students are with us too, but we went to Radio City Spectacular to see Christmas Spectacular to see our Rockettes. The 2 students in the middle, they're now both alumni. Were Rockettes, and we have several Rockettes every single year. So those ladies managed to do that in their senior year with their thesis and everything else in their classes. And that was our job to help figure that all out and make it smooth for them. And we're so proud of them, and we enjoy watching them every year. On the bottom, as Nori said, honors is for life. And in previous pictures in the advising side, you will see some of that. Dr. Shasi was kind of goofing around with some of her former advisees at an alumni party. In the upper corner, I believe, was myself and Noelle, one of my former advisees, who's now out of law school and has a full-time job, and I still have dinner with her. And this photo here is Davina is in the middle. She is our bride, and that's an honors, basically family picture. We're there to see her wedding, and we go to those weddings, we go to those baby showers, we go to all those life moments, lots of birthday parties. And that continues, like I said, long after everybody has graduated.
So a few answers to some frequently asked questions. How many students are in the Honors College? It's around 1,100 students. It's gonna be around 740 in New York City and 350 in Pleasantville. And then our incoming classes are around 200 in New York City and then around 120 in Pleasantville as well. Do we accept AP, IB, and college credits? So yes, we do accept AP. So we're looking for test scores of 4 or higher for AP tests. And then for higher level IB, it's also going to be 4 or higher on those scores. And we will just accept the scores. You can send in the test scores directly to us. For college credits, we'll accept credits or we'll accept college credits above a C or C or above. And for that, you can send in the official transcripts from the schools. So we're kind of asking for that information in April, right? But plenty of students bring in AP, IB, and college credits when they enter PACE. It definitely helps out a lot as well. I need to have a specific major to be in the honors college? Not at all. So we have majors in the honors college. We have students in pretty much every single major, every single discipline. We have students coming in as undecided as well. And there are, of course, lots of students who decide to change their major or change their field of study while they're here at PACE. And so, I mean, all of us, all the advisors, we all advise kind of different cohorts of different students in different disciplines, right? So I deal with a lot of Dyson and School of Ed. And as you've heard, there are advisors who deal with nursing, there's advisors who deal with business, computer science. And so we cover everything. And then finally, do I have to live on the honors floors? As previously mentioned, if you are dorming, right? If you're dorming on campus in New York City, then, and I believe also most of them, yes, you do need to stay on an honors floor for your freshman year. However, if you are commuting, you don't need to stay on an honors floor, obviously because you're commuting, right? And then, of course, all of your future years, you can choose to be in an honors floor or you can choose not to. And a lot of students end up finding apartments in the city or around New York and end up living off campus as well. So there's a lot of options when it comes to housing. But if you are a freshman and you're dorming on campus, then yes, you need to be on an honors floor. Furthermore, these are all the places, and of course, this is not a complete list, but these are many of the places our honor students have both interned at while at PACE, but also gone on to work at after PACE. As you can see, there's a great diversity of places where individuals have worked. And one of the things that I like to stress all the time is that we really encourage internships and professional networking opportunities here at PACE. And there are so many students who find a really amazing internship in their junior or senior year and then carry that on and start working there post-graduation. In fact, I was just speaking to a recent graduate, a student who recently graduated, had a internship in their junior year, continued the internship in their senior year, and are now working there full-time after graduating. So we really encourage this kind of great professional networking opportunities. And as you can see there, this is a small sample of some of the places where students have interned at or worked at in our honors cohorts.
Okay, so you guys have been dazzled by our presentation. You love everything that we have to offer. You are so excited to start working with us. What do you do next? We suggest that you come to one of our upcoming PACE bounds. You can really kind of come meet us in person, live and in person, chat with us, ask us your questions that you feel might be better asked in person, get a feel for what the campus looks like, and see some of our current students who are in a major or in the field that you might be interested in pursuing to really get an idea of what PACE will be like for you. If you do that, or if you've been to campus and you're like, I'm ready to sign on the dotted line, you can submit your tuition and housing deposits by May 1st. May 1st is a hard deadline. No student who deposits after May 1st will be allowed into the Honors College. So if you are committed to coming to PACE and to honors, please make sure you do it on or before May 1st. And a note about the housing deposits. Your housing date, like your assignment date, is tied to when you deposit. So the earlier you deposit for your housing, the earlier that process will get started and the earlier you will find out your housing information. If you deposit before April 14th, you will get an email on the 14th to select your orientation date, which will be discussed in a moment, and to submit your honors questionnaire. That honors questionnaire will ask you a variety of questions about you personally, you academically, what your interests are, all of that, so we can kind of get an idea of who you are as a student, what you are looking to take, what you might have already taken and are bringing in, so we can build you a schedule that is kind of the perfect fit for you for your first semester here. And that is on a rolling basis. So it's like, if you don't deposit before April 14th, you don't get it. It is as they come, we will do them on that basis. It's just if it's on before the 14th, we get yours started a little bit sooner. If you are taking dual enrollment classes or AP classes, or IB classes currently, please save your syllabi for those classes so that when you are transferring things in, we can kind of expedite the process with the transfer credit evaluation process. It just makes it easier for us to have it at the ready and for you to not have to go and search for it. If you only took AP classes or college classes during your junior year, you can actually send those over to PACE now, because all of your scores will be up to date and ready to go for processing so that they can be flipped over onto your PACE transcript. If you are taking college classes in your senior year, we do suggest that you wait until those have been completed and all grades are posted and all APs are taken and scored, so that it's not kind of piecemealing and you have to pay to send them again if you've already paid to send them once. So trying to save you some money and some time on that. And then save the date, May 8th is the honors next step webinar. So it's something similar to this, but it is more so for deposited students where we give you information on next steps. And that's a really good one to go to because the director of housing, his name is Patrick, he will be on that webinar with us. So he will be able to answer some questions about housing that we might not have the information for.
On the screen, you'll have the orientation dates. Pay special attention to the highlighted dates because those are the honors on orientation dates. New York City, June 21st and 22nd, June 29th and 30th. For Pleasantville, June 28th, June 29th, and July 12th and July 13th. We highly recommend that you attend the honors orientation. It's run by your advisors and other honors staff. And, you know, this is where that bond starts, right? You get to meet other honor students, you get to know us, and we get to indoctrinate you in what it is you're going to do for the next 4 years. This is the beginning. If you absolutely cannot attend the honors orientation, then we still want you to get the information and then you can attend one of the other orientations. You only have to attend one. You do not have to attend all these orientation dates. We just want you to get the information. If for any chance that you can't attend any of them, just reach out and we'll see what we can do. But we really want you to attend the honors orientation dates.
Okay, all righty. The best way to reach us is through email. For Pleasantville, it's honors_plv@pace.edu. And we'll put these in the box. And for New York City, it's honors_NewYorkCity@pace.edu. We also encourage you to check out our social media to see what everybody's been up to. And thank you, Mohini. And I'm going to hand it over to Jackie. Thank you.
So I know we've had a lot of questions in the chat. You can keep them coming and we can answer some of them verbally now that I'm also don't have to kind of progress the slides. We also have, as I said before, we have our student aides, some of our student aides here. So Hiba, Shadman, and Saloni. And I said Hiba and Saloni have lived in the dorms. Shadman is a commuter. So he could talk about that experience as well. But please feel free, ask away whatever's on your mind, and we will answer. So I'm going to pull this up too.
So a question that's been asked a couple times is the housing deposit. Let me see. Everything changed.
Sorry.
Someone asked if it was the $500 housing deposit and the $100 tuition deposit. That would be before the 14th, and that would kind of give you a leg up on the housing process. That's correct, right?
Yeah, so we need the tuition deposit in before the 14th. That'll trigger the email from myself starting the orientation date process and the questionnaire process. That will be triggered based on tuition deposit only. Housing deposit, the sooner you get it in, before May 1st, the higher priority you get. Honors is still its own kind of housing placement process. But in that second week of July, we'll have 3 or 4 days. It remains to be seen. It depends how large our class is. I'm making this up. Don't hold me to this. Let's say the second Monday in July. If you have deposited for housing early, you would go on that like second Monday in July. And if you deposited a little bit more closer to that May 1st, you may go on that Wednesday in July, second Wednesday in July. So it's still, honors still gets that kind of week, but where in that week you are would be based on that housing deposit deadline. I know they're coming in fast now. So let me see if I could quickly scroll back. I think I saw some questions on majors.
There's a question if changing your major affects your scholarship. I think that was pretty well answered, but there are some scholarships that are specific to some majors. So for example, Nori has some nursing students who have a scholarship that is specific to nursing students. If you were to change away from nursing, you would no longer get that scholarship, but your honors scholarship and other financial aid, like any grants, would not be affected by your major change.
Yeah, the institutional aid does not change, but Seidenberg has specific scholarships, nursing does, sometimes Leuben definitely does. So if that major changes, yes, you will lose that scholarship.
So I know,
Sorry, go ahead, Roy.
so I know like right now, one of the biggest scholarships for nursing is the HRSA scholarship. It's being handed out for our students that we have no control of. It's major based. So if to keep that scholarship going for the next 4 years, you need to be a nursing major. But anything else for honors, it's not, your major doesn't affect it.
For financial aid, it kind of works the same if you're honors or non-honors. The only difference really is the scholarship that you are receiving. So every student pretty much does get a merit award at PACE. And so your merit award is your honors award. And so that is, you have to follow those conditions that Eli outlined earlier, the 3.3, once you're here, 3.3, the honors courses or experiences and the thesis. And so that is based on staying in the honors college. Your other your other awards may receive some grants, you may receive money from the government. That is just kind of based on your overall FAFSA and your financial package. But the honors piece is your merit award. So any information you received from financial aid, if you attended a presentation, applies to honors as well. And there may be additional endowed scholarships and things you may earn once you are here at PACE that you can apply for after your freshman year. And we do help our students apply for those endowed scholarships as well.
To piggyback off Jackie, your merit scholarship slash honors award is set. So it's the same for all 4 years, that particular one. But like Jackie said, you can apply for other endowed scholarships.
Go ahead, Nori.
Sorry, there was a student that asked Shad if you could talk about your commuter experience. I was a commuter as well. I think PACE is a great university for commuters. I don't think it separates you from anybody else in the community. There's so many things to get involved with on campus. Shad, you can speak to some of that.
For me, commuting hasn't been much of a problem for me. I'm very involved on campus, but it's also up to you to make those choices to be very involved. For me, I'm a writing center tutor. I work as a student aide. I'm a part of Economic Society, the Federal Reserve team. So it's up to you to take those opportunities that we offer, and it is what you make it to be. So make sure you make it to be a good experience. For me, I'm able to balance everything off, and honors is very friendly and very community oriented. So they make sure that all the events include everyone, regardless if you dorm or if you commute.
Yeah.
Specifically is pretty heavy with the commuters. I would say like honors specifically, we're probably about a quarter to a third of our population is commuters in Pleasantville. And they are all kind of equally, if not in more involved with a lot of our activities and on campus like leadership opportunities than our residents.
Yeah, I find that the commuters seem to make Pace like their home. That a big place is our lounge. They come here, they have a place to relax, do their homework, hang out, just like kind of relax for the day. They don't have to think about academics. They can eat their lunch or whatever. But again, I was a commuter. I had a job in the library. A lot of the nursing students are commuters. They live on campus because, it's the best place to study and get all the information. So like Shad said, it's what you make of it.
There was a question in the chat that I think is a really good one, so I wanted to answer. I know it was answered in the chat, but I want to answer it out loud. It was about like when do you get assigned an advisor? When do you start to get to know your advisor? So let me explain the April 14th thing a little bit. So if you do deposit before April 14th, you'll get an email from me that'll explain how to go in and select your orientation date, and we encourage you to do right away. And it'll also have several questionnaires. One of them in there will be what we call the honors questionnaire. It's the course questionnaire. It's a big packet that we ask you to read through, and it allows you to read through it and pick which classes that interest you. You'll rank them. It tells us all about yourself. Taylor kind of mentioned this. We want to know, are you commuting? Are you dorming? What are your interests? What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you like? What do you not like? Like, we want to know, do you play guitar? Like all that. Like Justin wants to know that. Justin plays guitar. We ask you all about you, and then your advisor, based on what major you put down on that questionnaire, will build your schedule based on all of those interests and kind of send it to you before anybody else, before mainstream. And it's like, this is what we put together based on what you told us. What do you think? And kind of have a back and forth. Usually it's pretty good. Maybe in the time we built it, you changed your mind on a major, and we can kind of shuffle it and do that again. So you get your assigned advisor when they build that schedule for you. So that'll be between like April 14th and the first or second week in May. The sooner you submit that questionnaire to us, it's not just about getting it on April 14th, it's about submitting it back very quickly. The sooner you get it to us, the sooner we can put you in classes. We are actually sending you the questionnaire before our current students are even registering for classes. So you are going to have the priority that you are actually going to be going almost a month to a month and a half prior to mainstream freshmen getting placed into classes. So that's a big, big jump, but it requires you to send stuff back to us. Also in there is the mentee profile sheet that Flora was talking about, wanting to know you as a person there too, and what you want in a mentoring relationship. Maybe you need somebody in your same major and that's a specific bond you want, or you're from the South and you want somebody from the South, and that really matters to you as well. So figuring out what you want out of it. And through the summer, once you get that schedule, you'll get your advisor and you'll be talking to them all summer. We don't go away. You can email us. You'll see us at orientation, and then we are there for you. If you do change your major, it's as easy as switching to someone else here. So I've had students that have started with Mohini as science and then decide they want to be computer science. And it's walking that student over to me and saying, here's this student, here's what's going on in their life. They want to try out computer science. And I'm like, let's do this. And we kind of help shuffle students, and we make sure that that bond is still there. And we don't disappear. If the student wants to go back and ask Mohini advice, they can. So I wanted to answer that. The advising relationship is very important. Right now, I think on your slate screens, you see like who your admissions counselor is. Over the summer, around mid-June, that will change, and you'll see who your advisor is once you've submitted all your paperwork. So you'll see our lovely headshots soon.
And there was a question about, did the students get any choice with making their first semester schedule? And it was answered in the chat, but not everybody might have seen it. We do build your first semester schedule based off of all that information that we gather from that questionnaire. But we do also speak with you before then, and you'll see us at orientation and you'll see us during welcome week. So if there are things that come up that you're like, you know what, the thought of taking a math class my first semester makes me want to throw up all over the place, please, can we change this? We can absolutely do that for you. This is not supposed to be something that is stressful for you. It is for us to ensure that you are kind of coming into something that will be beneficial for setting you up for success. So if changes, or if during the first 2 weeks of the semester you're in a class and you're like, that professor is not my cup of tea, we don't jive, I don't think that it'll be a good fit for me for the semester, we can also make changes during that first 2 weeks. So please don't feel like you are not going to have any autonomy or choice in this. We will definitely work with you and be collaborative as much as we can with this first schedule that you will receive from us.
I do want to add to that, depending on the type of program, for example, the performing arts students, there is a certain path that you need to follow each semester in order to graduate with a certain class or whatever class that you're in. So there are specific classes that you will need to have that is mandated for you to plug in each semester, which generally gives us space for at least maybe 1 or 2 academic classes outside of your performing arts classes, which gives us a little bit of wiggle room in terms of choice for what those selections are. Also contingent on if you have any incoming, excuse me, IP, AP classes. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room, for example, like with performing arts students, also for nursing as well. There's like a specific path. So there are a couple of options that you may have as a choice each semester to plug in. So just wanted to mention that really quick.
We do, and we know what you all need, so we'll balance your wants, what the wants and what the needs are, and make it that something you're happy with, and tell you like what has to be on there and then what you get a choice of. And sometimes what has to be on there you also still get a choice of, because it could be, do you want it in the morning, do you want it in the afternoon? And we want to put you in the best professors for those classes. I have in computer science, for example, there are some amazing professors that have a lot of fun with hanging out with my honors students. I want to put my students in those particular sections, and the sooner I get those questionnaires, the sooner I can do that. So that's why it's important for you to deposit as early as you can to get that priority and submit your stuff. There's a question, can you commute back and forth for orientation rather than staying overnight? That is a question for student engagement. I know the answer, but they do sometimes make exceptions. Normally they want you to stay for the entire orientation experience. If there is some kind of medical accommodation or something else that you want to file for, you'd have to talk to student engagement when you submit your kind of orientation materials. But typically they want you staying. If you are thinking about dorming, if your potential roommate is at orientation with you, you can request when you check in to room with that person for the night during orientation, to try them on for a night and see if they make a good roommate. So you can make that request when you check in. And so that has been helpful as well to kind of try that out. I know we're over time. If there's any other questions, you can let us know. For the student aides, would you mind putting your PACE staff emails in the chat? So if you want to talk to the students, you know, at another time, either shoot them an email, or you want to get on the phone with them, or, you know, want to have a DM conversation with them, that is fine. So Hiba just put hers in the chat. Hiba, I don't know if you mentioned your major. So Hiba and Solani, I think you guys skipped that. If you want to say.
Right. I realized after, I was like, oh, I'm a political science major, and I'm double minoring in communication studies and pre-law. For anyone who's interested in that stuff, you can email me. And if you want my Instagram, you can also email me for that information, and I'll talk to you about my experience.
Hi, and I'm an economics and political science dual major. I'm also minoring in law. If you have any questions about either department or about the Federal Reserve Challenge Team, if someone mentioned before, you can ask me about that.
And they have friends in every single kind of major and minor. So if you do have questions outside of those majors that they said, you could tell us what majors you are, and they could probably pretty quickly find you someone else to kind of connect you with and chat with. So feel free to reach out to them, and any of us as well. We'll stay on for another minute or two in case there's some other questions in the chat that come in. There was a question, will we be sending this recording? Yes, we will be sending the recording. So after it processes, we'll be putting it in an email out to everyone that attended and then those that couldn't make it as well. So hopefully sometime this week, if not next week, but yes, you will be getting it. The recording from last year is up on our YouTube. So if you need something in a pinch, it's there.
I'm putting in the chat the instructions to access your
Oh.
financial aid package. So I know there was a couple questions of people having trouble not being able to get it, maybe haven't gotten an email. So if you haven't gotten an email and want to pop on that YouTube video and follow along, it's a great way to kind of access it without that email. See if you have been packaged and maybe you missed that email because it went into spam. I know sometimes that happens. So it's a great resource to kind of guide you through accessing your financial aid package.
And if I know Bill probably answered it. If none of you, if you didn't receive my email from last week on housing and other important dates, I had a whole bunch of save the dates. That means we don't have your correct email on file. So you can email any of the staff members as well and tell us your name and kind of birthday and stuff and which email you want on file, and we will make that switch. But otherwise, we hope you all have a good night. We hope we see you at Pace Bounds and at orientation. So thank you all.